I can't see anything down here. Could I get some light on this, please? Ah, much better.
Hello, and welcome back to Hard On Gaming, where the games are hard and so am I. I'm your host, Big Stiffy, and this is a mod spotlight. A little bit different from the usual. This mod spotlight is going to be pretty short, mostly because the majority of the content in this mod is pretty goddamn buggy. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, because as of this moment, the mod developer still is not working on the mod. And his last update was back in 2014, so it's been quite a while. This mod was released for 1.7.10 or 1.7.2, one of them, and it's actually a pretty cool mod. I really like the idea, and I like the way that it's been implemented. Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to show it off because I might just end up crashing the game. So, a lot of things I won't be able to demonstrate very well. So let's get to it. Alright, so this mod is called Amalgam. And the Amalgam mod is basically a metal forging mod, I should say. So much in the same way that Tinker's Construct allows you to alloy metals together in a large furnace, so does Amalgam allow you to alloy materials. Not just metals, but also stuff like diamond, emerald, obsidian. And the mod developer did include some compatibility with modded ingots like copper, tin, and he was planning to add compatibility for pretty much all types of metals that could be added by mods, because he realized that there would be a lot of incompatibility with stuff like metallurgy, which adds a wide variety of different metals. So that was all going to be added. Unfortunately, it has not been added, and the mod has stagnated since. But basically, what you have to do, you got your crucible furnace, your stone crucible, you put it over a heat source like lava or netherrack set on fire. Either one will work. So let's put that back. And what you do is you just throw items in it. And as you can see, the items melt pretty much instantly. You can throw emerald, diamond, obsidian, iron, gold, and even copper and tin. And in order to move the metal around, you can't use pipes or anything like that. What you have to do is you have to get yourself a pair of stone tongs. And these tongs pick up a little metal blob, and I'm pretty much only going to be able to do that once, because once I do that, the tongs stop working at like the first time you use them. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Again, the mod is pretty buggy. So you have your casting table, and this is where you do all your crafting. In order to set a crafting recipe, basically what you have to do, you have to click on left click or right click on any of the empty squares, and it will cycle through a few different things, a few different modes. You have your nugget, you have the ingot, and you have a block. And the block and nuggets are used for very little, so not really that useful, but they are used in some recipes. So once you do something like, say, set up a pickaxe recipe. Another thing that I forgot to spawn in was sticks. So let's get my sticks, empty out a slot, and there we go. It sets the recipe for a pickaxe, and as you can see, the pickaxe is now displayed in a nice little ghost image that's kind of rendered a little bit funny, but it is completely see-through. And you add your amalgam to the casting table. Now, the only way I think what you can do is you can right-click, and that will drop the solidified amalgam. It does not let you actually put it in there. So if I throw this back in, it will rejoin with the amalgam. I'm probably going to have to spawn in some new tongs again, because I don't trust the game to not crash after picking that stuff up. And what you do is you just add the blob of amalgam to that. And there it can show you how much of the recipe is now fulfilled. So the ingots or nuggets or blocks or whatever will show a color. And that color basically fills up the entire ingot once you've satisfied the recipe. Now, I'm going to attempt... I don't think those tongs will work anymore because they're totally bugged. So let's spawn in some new ones and do that. And as we can see, the recipe begins to fill up. And once more should do the trick. And there we have it. We have our amalgam pickaxe. And it shows you all the different stats that you're going to have for the pickaxe. So you can see the durability, the enchantability, efficiency, and harvest level plus attack damage. So the materials that go into your amalgam define what all these stats are. So your durability, enchantability, efficiency, harvest level, and attack, that's all going to change based on how much of these materials and what materials you put into your alloy. So diamond, I think, increases the durability of whatever item you make. So I can pull this out now, and we have a pretty enchantable pickaxe. And the color does change based on the alloys too. So that's pretty cool. And you can make pretty much any tool, as you can see up in the corner here in NEI. You can make a sword, pickaxe, standard axe, shovel, and hoe. You can also make armor. So your armor is going to have varying durability, protection, and enchantability based on your alloys as well. So what I can do, I can go over here. Let's make a new alloy. Let's say I just want the alloy to be like all obsidian, all gold, and maybe just 1 emerald. So now we have a pretty full crucible. Let's set the recipe to a helmet. So, and another thing to note, if you hold down shift while you click on these empty spaces, it will cycle backwards through everything. But there's only about 3 different things that you can set it to anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So let's make a helmet. So I'll need to spawn in more tongs. And let's just move that out of the way. Now, I think that should be enough material in the crucible. And you can even mix and match amalgam alloys between multiple crucibles. So I could even go and take stuff out of this one and put it in. And there we see, it hasn't really filled up because it's not enough amalgam. And yeah, I do have to spawn in new stone tongs every time because I will crash and it's not fun. So there we go. It's starting to fill up a little bit. And get some more. Almost there. And just for the heck of it, let's fill another crucible all with copper and tin. So let's just do that. Oop, that was... Did I just... Oh, I threw in the stone tongs. Alright. That's not a big deal. So that's pretty good bronze alloy. Let's get some new stone tongs. And add that to the mix. Almost there. Just need a little bit more. And there we go. And there we have it. So the color is always going to change based on the color of the alloy. And the color of the alloy changes based on whatever materials you throw in. So if you throw in all emeralds, it's going to be more green. Diamond's going to make it more blue. So you can have pretty nice looking armor. So there we go. Our amalgam helmet has a pretty high... yeah, I guess it would be pretty high durability. A pretty high enchantability, more so than the pickaxe. And the armor doesn't seem that great. Let's actually compare it with that of a diamond helmet, if I can do that. That might not actually show me the stats. So actually, let's pull that out, and let's actually make an all diamond helmet. And let's compare the stats between that and the other one. So let's just throw a bunch of diamonds in there. Let's get rid of the stone tongs because we know those are going to bug out. And let's go back to the amalgam in NEI. And here we go. So we can see that, yeah, this is going to have pretty high durability based on just that alone. So let's get some more in there. And because of the buggy nature of this mod, I don't actually recommend including it in any mod packs. The source code is available, however, so if you are interested in modding, if you do Minecraft mods or know Java or whatever else, you can actually get the source code off of the author's GitHub page, and you can continue work on the mod yourself if you want. So there we go. Our diamond amalgam helmet has a really high durability. It has pretty... I guess the armor hasn't really changed. And the enchantability is just a lot less than that of our other amalgam helmet. So there we go. So the stats always change based on whatever you put into them. So that's pretty much all that I have to show for that. Another thing that you can do, there's a couple other things. So I already covered the tools, you can make armors, but there's a couple fun things in the mod as well. I know, fun things in a mod, it must be crazy. So let's just cycle out of these. We gotta empty this. And what we're gonna need is we're gonna need some potatoes. And another thing I forgot to get was gunpowder. So let's spawn in a bit of gunpowder and set NEI back to amalgam because we always gotta spawn in those damn stone tongs. So there we go. Gunpowder, potatoes, and we're gonna need to set that to a block. And what we can make is we can make an unstable amalgamized potato. This is a pretty fun item. So I'm just gonna use some of the amalgam materials that I've already made. I'm gonna get some tongs in, spawn in a few, and I guess a block needs 9 amalgam blobs. Oh, and I guess another thing that I forgot to mention is you can actually empty your stone tongs and it will give you the solidified amalgam blob, and you can just store this anywhere and you can like use it for later or throw it into other amalgam alloys. So that's pretty cool. Let's get rid of those now because we know that's useless. Let's try all diamond first. Let's see how that turns out. And of course, there are stats for the potato. It doesn't show the stats for some reason. I'm not sure entirely why. Let's get rid of those. Spawn in some new ones. And add some more. And how much do we need? Maybe 2 more? 1 or 2 more? Oh, it's empty. Alright, let's add in some more diamond. Oh shit, no! I crashed it. And we're back. So, as we can see, even if you do not fill the tongs, clicking on a stone crucible even twice with the same stone tongs will crash the game. So that's no fun. Alright, so I just needed 1 more. So here we have our unstable amalgamized potato. And we get 4 per recipe, which is pretty good. So the thing with this, whatever stuff you use to define the alloy for your unstable potato will define stats like how far you can throw the potato, what the explosion radius is going to be, how much damage it does. Oh. And it looks like there was just a meteor. Let's ignore that for now. That'll be in another mod spotlight. So let's throw our potato and see how well it does. So it blew up a 4x4 area, I think. Let's Let's get rid of the sand. Yeah, a 2x2 area, it blows up. So that's not too much of a big deal. Oh shit, I just threw away the diamonds. That was stupid. But there we go. And I think if we were to add something like all obsidian, the damage radius might be a lot higher. So, ooh. And you can actually fall into your crucible and catch on fire. So let's add a ton of obsidian to this stuff. Let's just fill it up with the rest of it. And let's get rid of that. And let's see what that does to our exploding potato. And there is just one more item to cover after showing off this. So let's spawn in a bunch of tongs and get a ton of amalgam. Doot. And I think even if you click on the casting table twice with tongs, it also crashes. So there we go. So it actually does take 9 amalgam blobs. So as much as like a full block of metal. Okay. So let's see what kind of damage this one does. It's got a little bit more stuff in it. I'll be honest, that wasn't too impressive. Oh, Christ. Another fucking meteor crashed. So yeah, that's not too impressive. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not entirely sure if the unstable potato was actually finished or not in the mod, but there you go. That is your unstable potato. So let's get rid of the sand, get rid of the potato. So one last recipe to show off, and to do that, we're going to need to clear that, and we're going to need a bunch of mushrooms. So in order to do this recipe, you need the nugget recipe, and you'll get an amalgam. So let's give ourselves a pair of tongs. I'm not sure how much this is going to take to make. So let's find out. Ah, it didn't even need a full blob of amalgam. So let's take that out. And the amalgashrooms, I'm going to have to put myself into survival here. The amalgashroom will cause random status effects. So if I eat this, ooh, oh Jesus, oh, okay, well, that killed me. There we go. The effects may or may not be randomized. I'm not entirely sure. It's not really made clear on the mod author's webpage. So let's respawn and come back. Okay, and we're back. So as we can see, the amalgashrooms can be kind of hazardous to your health. I think what I might do is set my spawn here. Oh, is that not a command I can do? I guess not. Oh, let's just ignore that for now. Alright, so that was not too good. Let's try this little concoction. And let's see what this does. And put myself into survival. And I've given myself hunger. Not too great. How about a little bit of this? Ooh, I gave myself instant health too, and water breathing too. Not for very long though. So there you have it. That is the amalgashroom. And that pretty much covers everything that this mod has to offer. The mod author, unfortunately, has gone seemingly on permanent hiatus. So again, the version for 1.7.10 is not going to be updated any longer, which is rather unfortunate. So there you have it. If you are interested in using the source code, however, that is available on his GitHub page, so you can fork the original source and work on it yourself and implement your own features or whatever you want to do. And that's pretty much it for this mod spotlight. So join me next time for another mod spotlight, or check out some of the other content on my channel if you feel so inclined. I try to keep it fresh and varied. So until next time, take care, internet. I will see you in space.